The question of windfall taxes on energy providers, where are we with that at the moment? We know that in Europe they're looking at what now appears to be a dysfunctional energy market, so that the price is set by, if you like, the maximum price that is being demanded by those who supply energy through gas and other fossil fuels. Whereas the wind people, well, the wind is free once they've built the infrastructure, and yet they make windfall profits literally from the price they're getting for wind.
Well, what we are seeing happening is the difficulties that we have with the operation of our electricity market when extreme prices develop, such as clearly happened due to the invasion of Ukraine by Putin.
Let me just clarify. What I'm talking about is that if you have a mix of a high cost input and a low cost input, you'd expect that you'd get the average price. That's not what happens in the energy market. You get the maximum price for all sources of supply.
But if looking at the way our energy market and our electricity market is structured, given the need that we will have for so many reasons in the future, for our renewable sector to be providing more and more of the energy needs that households and businesses have, it does make sense that we have an integrated energy market where the renewables, wind and solar, is feeding directly into the way in which the energy needs of households are met. But that being said, that may well be something that works well, that makes sense, and indeed has functioned well in recent decades.
That's because they were getting subsidies. Because they were delivering, they couldn't deliver at market price.
But it is clearly not working now. For the reason you've just said. We're in a situation where the costs of production have not changed. They are in receipt of subsidies from governments because we want the renewable energy sector to be larger and bigger in the future, also to respond back to the security agenda we have, which is why, to go back to the earlier question that you asked me, at EU level, we are now looking at what is the right way in which this additional gain that some are making due to higher pricing can be captured and not passed on in higher pricing. And that work is underway at the moment.
So how soon will that be realised? Because it could have a massive impact, in the winter when we have lots of wind input into our energy system. If that kind of pricing could be controlled, we would have lower prices into every household.
So the work is underway in it at the moment at the EU level. If I could just explain why to your listeners why it's happening at the EU level. The reason why is the energy market that you were raising with me functions EU-wide. So for that reason, it is better if a response to this is managed at an EU level. And energy ministers at the moment are responding back to a proposal that's been brought forward by the Commission. And I'd expect it'll probably be at the end of September or early October in which we are clear how this would work and if member states want to implement it, which is why I've always said that our response back to higher energy pricing within 2022, the first call of that will be what we ourselves do, just in case an EU-wide or global solution is not in place.